So great. Thank you for being with me today, Dorothy. I'm so grateful that you're here. I wanted to talk to you a little bit because there's people who can receive really good insight about their healing through you. So if you would talk with me about what was your motivation for working with me in the first place? Why did you do that?
Well, first I saw your 5 ways to heal grief workshop, and I was having a tough time getting. I was stuck in my mourning for my daughter-in-law that I couldn't be with her when she passed away, and I thought that would be a good thing to do. Then I realized after I got the workbook that it said it was for people who had lost babies, and I hadn't, so I called and told you I was
Right.
rolling. So
Yeah. And what did I say to you?
you said you need it.
You need it. I think I said something like grief doesn't discriminate whether your baby's an old baby or a new baby. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you were
it doesn't
absolutely right, because in that workshop, you did a healing, and you really helped me get unstuck, and I was able to think of Chris with joy and move forward. And I'm so grateful for that.
Oh, well, thanks. I'm glad that you decided to do it, because at one point, and I hope I'm not talking out of turn here, but Dorothy said, well, this is my age. Is it okay if I say how old you are?
Yes.
Okay, so Dorothy said, well, I'm 89. I don't know. And I said, well, how much longer would you like to suffer with this? I mean, you seem like you're going to go for another 40 years here. So she said, gee, I don't want to suffer with it at all. And I said, well, let's clear it up. And there's no reason why you can't do that. And then she hesitated because she wasn't sure if this is a way that she should actually assign her money to this. And I said, well, I don't know. I think emotional and mental health is a pretty good reason to spend money on something. And she agreed, didn't you? What's going on?
Sorry.
That's okay. You'll have to unmute yourself, though, if you can. So you decided that it was probably a good idea to spend money on that, and we got to work. And what was your impression about what we were doing when we first started working together?
Absolute amazement. I just didn't believe that those problems that I'd been living with for 89 years could be resolved, and you did, and it was just absolutely incredible. My feelings about perfection and being told, given messages from my parents, I've lived with those for all this time, and I didn't realize that it could be healed, and you did, and it's okay. So it was absolutely amazing. And even physical things, because I was having problems with pain in my hip and leg, and I would not have believed that you could just with a few minutes take care of that problem. And I'm walking great and no pain, no more ibuprofen.
That was a couple of weeks ago too, wasn't it?
Right.
Yeah. So you started off by saying that the reason why you came in was because of the loss of your daughter-in-law. But then you just said that you healed things that had been going on for 89 years.
Yeah.
So
I thought they were part of me. Yeah. And it never occurred to me that it could be better.
Yeah. Isn't that something? Like, we never think about, like, maybe this could improve.
Yeah. I just thought it was something I had to live with. And the same with the pain.
Yeah. So if you hadn't come in, where do you think you'd be right now or 5 years from now?
Well, in the first place, I'd be still boohooing about losing Chris instead of focusing on how happy she is now, and the neat things that she's able to do without her cancer-filled body. So, and I certainly would not be walking the way I am. I've doubled the number of steps in a day, and And that to me is just a wonderful gift.
Yeah. And then there was something that you were going to do that you were thinking about postponing again.
Yeah, the family is planning a trip in October on the Rhine, and of course there are shore excursions every day. And I figured, well, I'll go and I can just stay on the boat, but I don't have to anymore. I can walk.
Yeah, that's right. That's awesome. And if you hadn't done this, do you think that you would have the amount? I mean, because you're doing projects right now too, right? You just started a new project. Talk about that a little bit, because there might be some people who would like to know about that.
Well, I volunteer with the Caregivers Center, and we had just had a request from a caregiver for books that someone with dementia could enjoy, things that were age appropriate, not a kid's story. And we started looking around. There were not any books that we could find. I went to the library and they didn't have books, but she did find some that had been written, and we talked about the possibility and the need. I thought she brushed me off. Then I got word that the library is going to set aside a section, so they're going to be buying books and starting a place for people, caregivers, to bring their care partners to get books, which is just fantastic.
Yeah,
Now
that's awesome.
I've been working on how caregivers could write their own books about things, that adventures that their care partner had. So I'm starting to work on that. And that's really neat. And you did it. You freed me up. You gave me back my power.
That's right, your power. And it was actually both of us together along with somebody else.
Yes.
It was
yes.
source, it was God energy.
From above as well.
Yeah. So we were always calling in God to come with us and be with us and direct this the way it was meant to go for you. So I could see the Hinman Dementia Library there.
Yeah. Right.
And that's really exciting. And I want to thank you so much for stepping out of your comfort zone a little bit and feeling free to do that, and know that maybe it wasn't going to work for you, but just diving in anyway and letting that be something that, you know, you just went ahead and did.
Right.
And that's the courage right there. That's the bravery right there. So thank you so much, Dorothy. And this is going to help some people too. So I just want to mention that Dorothy was the caregiver for her husband, who is the one that was suffering from dementia. And so when they moved to this facility, then and he passed away, then she kind of became the go-to person for people who are coming in, right?
Right. Yeah.
And it became not her, that wasn't her gift to give, but she had kept saying that she would do it because she didn't know that she could say, this is not my thing. Right. And then yes. And then the biggest change that happened for her was saying, no, that doesn't work for me. Yeah. Allowing herself to have a boundary there was a big deal.
The end of Dottie Doormat.
The demise of Dottie Doormat. Ooh, that's the book title right there. I love it. Thank you so much, Dorothy. It's such a blessing to work with you.
Thank you.